comes through.
Super.
Okay, so let me produce the video. Hi, I'm Christine Stevens. We're gathering for our mastermind group, and we have some welcoming music for you with the beautiful flute music of Naive. Thank you. Wow, that was beautiful. So let's all just take a breath. Oh, I have to fix my camera. What's going on with my camera? It looks very odd. Sorry. Let me fix this camera here. Okay, that looks a little bit normal now. Good. Carolina is here. How does my sound quality on my microphone?
Sounds good.
I'm starting to feel like in these Zoom classes that I need a better mic for the vocalization of words. So I upgraded my system.
Maybe it's my volume. It's the volume seems a little low on that one.
It does seem a little low even still, okay. Christine.
I can volume it up. Watch this.
Can you can turn up the input? Yeah, better. Yeah.
That better?
Yeah, much better.
I don't want to overdrive it. Is it okay?
It's overdriving just a touch. Turn it down.
Okay. That. Now I got to turn. Okay. Now I'm getting rid of my red marks.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay, thanks. Sound check. Wow. So I wanted to gather tonight and have a final session. This group is remarkable. You are the only group I've ever had in a mastermind that wanted to keep going. You know, I mean, that's remarkable. That you guys wanted to continue to meet and gather and connect and support each other. And like I sent out a little email blast earlier with just a couple highlights, what each of you has accomplished in the course of these 9 months, and also to make a little space to talk about something important, which is branding as a cute little topic, because many of us do lots of things and we start to think we have to brand this versus that or have separate this and that. I mean, Carol's a person who blends things, you know. Carolina blends things. I think everybody on this call is a blend of different things. So how do we brand? My question for tonight, back to our sustainable business model, is how do we brand ourselves in a long-term way that can encompass all of what we do, because we want to keep a brand. Zen Drummer is a great example. So Damon, you've had Zen Drummer for a very long time and you've stuck with it. Yeah. And it's serving you well. Creation and Flow is Nai's brand. Carolina, you just changed your brand, right? Something about Savvy Lotus? No. Embodied.
I changed it from Sassy Lotus to Grace. Or Grace Up Your Life is the name of like all my offerings, Embodied Grace, and then there's my Grace coaching.
But the overall overarching company is called what? Isn't it Embodied Grace?
Grace Up Your Life Coaching. Oh,
okay. So Grace Up Your Life Coaching has replaced Sassy Lotus. Sassy Lotus, much more memorable. Grace Up Your Life, right? And Lulu has Lulu Jam, which she has had for a very long time.
Yeah, I have. Thanks to you in 2001 telling me I got to use my name.
That's right. You've got the coolest name. I mean, Lulu is already this magical, rhythmical name.
Well,
Carol,
put together with Leafly, it's pretty crazy.
it is. It's a good thing it's not Lulu Leafly Jam. That would be really complicated. But and then Carol, I'm trying to remember what your brand is. Hold on, I have to unmute you. Or you have to unmute you.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. All right. So that's been an interesting thing for me. So when you go on my website, it's Carol A. Richards. And then under that, it's different things. It was classes with Carol when I did a lot of fitness. I did classes. So when, the drum circle thing came along, it didn't really fit that. So that's a separate sub business. But basically, everything's under my name. It's just my name.
Let's all have a look at this website. Here we go.
Oh,
I know. What's the top says? Rhythm events. Goals, mission, about. This is a really adorable.
Wow.
You
That's
found
beautiful. I
a
love
way
that.
to. Well, I don't know what water imprints are, but you found a way to put all your different things in the drum making workshops,
Yeah,
drumming
that's cool.
fitness. CWC Drum Circles. That's your name.
Classes with Carol.
Oh, well, there you go. Classes with Carol.
So I stayed with the classes with Carol, and I just did CWC. It's just so it falls right under that.
Oh, this is beautiful.
So good.
We all have to be a little careful using this picture, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Who's got the noise in their background? Please mute yourself. This picture is overblown used. And, I've seen it 100 places. So I would just say a heads up, you might want to replace just that one picture.
Yeah.
But
I've been lazy, but yeah, I see it everywhere, and I know it.
this is adorable. CWC Drum Circles. I didn't get it because I saw Carol Ann Richards and I thought it should be CAR or something. But I guess it makes sense to me now. Classes with Carol.
Yeah.
I would keep with your brand.
Yeah.
I would like to see Classes with Carol right at the top.
Okay.
Classes with Carol, parentheses, CWC. I mean, people still think I am upbeat drum circles. No, what they say is they go, UB Drum Circles. Your company's name, UB Drum Circles. And I'm like, no, it's not called UB Drum Circles. That's the website URL.
Right. Right.
So I think you should stay with your brand. I think, again, you've kept it for a long time and it's relevant. These are your classes, whether you're drum making class or you're a fitness class.
True.
I think it's a great brand for you because you've had it for a long time, but you just need to make the link of it on the homepage.
Yeah.
Classes with Carol, CWC Drum Circles. Nice. It actually tells a story. It tells a story that you were doing classes and now you do drum circles as well. It tells a story that way.
Got it.
See what I mean? It's like the CWC is from when I did classes and now I'm bridging into drum circles. So it's CWC Drum Circles.
Mm-hmm.
Grace, your company's called what?
Saving Grace Rhythms.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear.
Grace Rhythms.
I love that.
Can I get an amen, brother? Now, this is a very fun name. Saving Grace Drum Circles. I mean, it's fun, and you also we're talking about branding tonight, and you also branded your product, the Shake Your Face Off Shakers. So you've had a lot of good branding success lately to have your company named. You've got your website launched, right?
Yes.
I think we looked at it last week.
Yeah.
But what's it called?
You have to look up sgrhythms.ca.
Yeah. So a lot of us are using this exact thing that Carol's using. That CIC. I think I showed you guys her site, but I'll just pop it up on the screen again. It's very nice, clean design. And all her links are here, her services and products, and very nice how few links we have to hit. Yeah, I remember we all looked at this. We all looked at this last week, but it's just adorable. And I'm not sure if everybody has seen Lulu Jam website. It's quite lovely, I think. Lulu Jam Rhythm Events. the technical, right?
It just should be under lulujam.com.
Yeah, but the name of your company, isn't it Lulu Jam Rhythm Events? Yeah,
So
that's just the website.
Listen, this is such an old website. I've been trying to get my techie to change it forever, but I made it in 2000 and something or other. But it's going to be revamped as soon as he
This
gets
is
back.
nice.
Oh, that's just how to set it up, because
Yeah, but this is a very nice page that she's got. What's a bouquet?
just the comments of people that I've done stuff for.
Nice. Baby music. Dead
And
link,
there is a
FYI. But she's got this
Yeah.
nice welcome video and all her credentials.
Go.
Etc. We should all go look at each other's websites. It just gives us a lot of inspiration on branding. You know, one of the basics of branding, and I took a couple of classes in this. Oh, Nai, I didn't mention your brand. I'm going to pop back to you. You have creation and flow. Yes. I love that. And is it a website or just the online classes? I think you have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
It's a website.
Oh, let's
And,
have a look.
yeah, creationandflow.com. And I actually have a new design, but it's not launched yet because I need someone to do the color palette for me.
It's a little hard to hear you.
Oh, I don't know why. Is that better?
Yes.
Um,
Oh, yeah, this is really nice. I remember I came to this website one day.
yeah.
I thought this was really great. Yeah.
It's the blog.
Blogs, blog posts, which is really good because she's a writer. So here's a great example of brand marketing. So she's a writer, so she's marketing her writing, her blog, which makes a lot of sense.
My favorite
And-
description is the writers group where it says for writers, creators, and you click on the writers group.
Yeah, this is a great thing she's selling right now. Oh, look at that banner. You made a big banner print.
And back.
And she added musicians. So one thing I would suggest you add to this page is a photo of the Zoom group.
Great, I've got it.
Yeah, that'll look really good. Oh, I like the word contribution, 95 a month. Nice. Yeah, this is a very well written description. And so you're a good example of in her creation in flow, which is not that old. She's come to that umbrella term. That holds breath work, holds writers' works, midwifing authors, creators huddle, things that draw in her clientele. That's great. So she's got a couple of really nice products. They all need testimonials. You really want to always lead with a testimonial. Do you have it?
Writers group has one, but maybe I should move it up.
Yeah, they're nice to have at the top, but they're always good to have. And I loved rewriting your bio. It was so much fun. So there she is. Damon, your website is called what?
It's zendrummer.com, but I don't, I wasn't happy with it, so I took it down a couple of years ago. So right now I own the domain name, but through constant contact, Lauren, my partner, and I, both romantically and business-wise, we are creating the new website. So she's been working on it for us, and it's coming along and pretty close to getting ready to be posted. But I do have zendrummer.com, which I'm really happy. I don't have that same problem you do with the UB drum circles.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is worth it or not, but I also have been paying for the domain zen-drummer.com, just so that somebody doesn't do something close. And I have, Google search mishaps, but I don't know if it's worth it or not, but I also purchased that as well.
And he's got a nice Bandcamp page with music to sell.
Right. That's what I use. I send people the link to that. And I also have been using Instagram and my Facebook page as a website as well to give people.
I would consider changing this picture because I'd rather see your face personally.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It worked with the landscape shape of it, but that. Oh, you mean with that one? Yeah. Yeah. That's old.
This one's lovely, but this one down here, I'd rather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to
that's
see
old.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a better one than that. You're right. Thanks for reminding me.
It's funny, these little things that we want to stay on top of. So did we get to look at Carolina's? Carolina. There she is. Isn't this fun? Okay, Carolina, what page should we look at for you? I think you have to unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. I have two, yogawithcarolina.com and sassylotus.life. So I'm working with joining them together.
This is beautiful. Wow. Yeah. You're working with joining them together. Yeah.
This is an old one.
But she's got videos and audio clip right away. And the other one is called Sassy Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Sassylotus.life.
Wow. That's nice. This has more of your, what you do now, right? And a nice testimonial. Great. Yeah, they're very different sites. So it's good you're looking into how to combine them.
Right.
And also rebranding them.
Right.
It's work, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. It feels like out of my expertise, like fully. So learning how to do that.
So you're bringing both sites together into Grace Up Your Life.
Yeah, so it would have, embodying grace. It would have singing, coaching,
right,
and facilitating. Yeah.
Listen, she's narrowed this list down considerably. Didn't we get you down to 3 things?
Yeah.
Performing, coaching.
So it's yoga. It's yoga, coaching, and facilitating.
And singing, facilitating. So anything that you want to say about the process of combining those two into one brand?
I mean, I feel a bit like I'm on hold right now because I got the, it takes money.
Yep.
And I don't have that right now, but it's so right now it's kind of on hold. But yeah, I guess it's I really like Grace. I feel, I liked Grace as a way to kind of bring it back in all my offerings. Like, hopefully someday I'll have a space for Grace. I do embodied moments of grace online every day and Facebook. Then, I'm a movement facilitator. And then I sing, and I definitely am singing to the Divine Mother quite often. So there's a lot of grace. But yeah, I feel a little, I'm not sure. I'm doing 30 days with Grace right now, and I'm getting to know this subject that I'm making such a big part of my life. And yeah, I feel like I'm in school personally around Grace, being very humbled.
I love that. Well, Nai also just wrote in the chat bar that she's also deciding how to integrate turtle star dreaming and creation of flow. So let me say one thing. This is really important for all of us. And then I want to put you in breakout groups so you can answer the 3 questions with each other that I proposed for tonight's call. So the first thing I want to say about branding is long term, keep it. Keep a name and keep it. Because even creation and flow, and you might think to yourself, now I'm launching Turtle Star Dreaming. I'm always launching new ideas. I launched Awaken Your Rhythm this year. And I could have gone down the rabbit hole of, do I need to change the name of my company? I mean, when I launched music medicine as a training, I thought, do I have to build a music medicine website? Does anybody relate to this thinking? You know? So the thing is, we have a umbrella brand, and then we have creative projects that we will always be naming and birthing within that. But we want to stabilize even Zen drummer. You could argue, well, we didn't really put cacao ceremonies in the name Zen drummer. It's misleading. It doesn't matter. He's established Zen drummer. It's a word. My friend Stu Fuchs, who established ukulele Zen, he also plays bass with Sinanam Kaur when she's on tour, quite a famous kirtan leader. So, but he doesn't change his name. He's like, ukulele Zen, I'm just so glad I thought of something that kind of captures my instrument and a spirituality. So grace is a word that captures your namesake, just like saving grace, embodied grace. I thought you were going to call it embodied grace, because I feel that one of your big brands is that all these things you do are embodiment practices, whether we're singing, we're doing yoga, you're a master at embodiment. So, but if it's Grace Up Your Life,
That's nice.
Nice. Grace Up Your Life is a nice title for a workshop, I think. But as a brand, I'd rather recommend Embodied Grace or Embodying Grace. Because,
okay, I like that.
Because Grace Up Your Life, that's what I'm saying here is that we can say, Lulu Jam also has baby music and senior programs. So we have to think to ourselves, am I naming a program or am I naming a brand? What can fit in my brand? If you've got a large enough umbrella, everything can fit in it. So CWC drum circles, it's great. It tells the story that I used to do classes with Carol. It's in your email. I always remember your email, classes with Carol. And everything you do is for learning and transformation. So they are the classes. So, just hanging on to a brand and letting the brand hold Turtle Star Dreaming. It's under creation and flow because you nailed a title that was wide enough for any new idea you want to come up with. That's what I think about creation and flow. That just about covers life, right? So you have a large name. Even John Crowder, who couldn't be here because he's making a proposal for a client. He's on a deadline. He just emailed me. Peak Rhythms. Now, in the middle of Peak Rhythms, he created a team building program for sports teams. I don't remember what he called it, sports rhythms or whatever. But that's a program, not a brand. It's a program. You can brand a program. It gets confusing, I know. You can brand a program and you can brand a product, but you want your company name to have longevity. This is about sustainable success. That's been our theme. So upbeat drum circles, believe me, I have had many debates about changing that. When's the last time I facilitated a drum circle? Years now. I don't do that. So I facilitate, trainings and other kinds of programs, but I don't change the name because the name is the brand. I want people to think of that upbeat drum circles. What is she doing now? What is the new offering? And then what I'm doing that's been pretty revolutionary as a tip for you all is then I've encountered something in my skill set that's very different than my brand. Now I'm in a dilemma. And that's my poetry project called the Nature Sutras. So now I have this like 2 worlds because I don't really have poetry, although poetry and rhythm are both, their origin is very connected, in fact, all the rhythms of poetry. are connected to rhythms. So I could argue that they're related, but you wouldn't see a poetry book in your mind at Upbeat Drum Circles. So now what I did is I simply added my blog to my signature of my email. So it's more personal that I'm a poet, but I've added it just under my signature. We don't want to have too many thousands of links under our signatures. I just picked Upbeat Drum Circles and the Nature Sutras poetry blog. So I'm just throwing it out in my email signature for starters. But that is how I'm handling that. But I'm facing what you guys are facing because I'm the opposite. I've hung onto my brand, and now I'm starting to make an Instagram page for the Nature Sutras because it needs to be separate from Upbeat Drum Circles. So you may encounter something that clearly is different than your brand. Okay, so if you suddenly face that, as I have, yes, yeah, poetry is rhythm. That is when you have to go and look at a rename. That is correct. All right. So let's all take a breath. Another good example comes to me from the book, From Good to Great. And that was looking at companies like Nike. They changed their tagline. Oh, Sounds True is a great example. They've changed their tagline many times. They will always be Sounds True, the publishing house. But 5 years ago, it was Many Voices, One Journey. And now it's Waking Up the World. They keep changing their tagline. They change the tagline, but not the title of the company. Yes, your brand should be your company name. That's a good, convenient way to think of it. So Village Music Circles is Arthur Hall. We all think of it as Arthur Hall. Village Music Circles is his brand. Good question. All right, was this helpful? Because sustainability is branding your company name, and we want to work at it. I want to mention Upbeat Drum Circles in all my bios. She's the founder of Saving Grace Drum Circles. You know, you want to brand that. She's the founder of CWC Drum Circles, Classes with Carol. You know, spell it out for people.
Yeah, it's just like so consistent, so grounding.
Consistent.
To stay with one thing.
Consistent is the key word of branding. And the example that was given in The Tipping Point, great book to read about marketing. The Tipping Point talks about Paul Revere. In every town, he said, the British are coming, the British are coming. He never said the next town, he didn't change the message. So their point was, when we're branding, we want consistent messaging. Yes. Grace, I'm wondering if I can coach using this name. You can definitely, that's a great question. Saving Grace Coaching. It depends on who you're coaching.
I was thinking of Saving Grace Services, because
Sure.
then it could encompass the drumming, but I don't know if it can. It's just something I've been like, maybe I should buy that too. So it's SG Services, SG Rhythms, so that I
Who
own
are
them
you
both,
coaching?
just like, right now I'm in order to sustain myself a little bit more, I'm doing more one-to-one type therapy, because that's what I've trained in, like narrative therapy.
Great.
And that's what I'm doing, that proposal that I was asked to write and I didn't. Now I'm looking at it a little bit differently, because it's on a local reserve for an indigenous population here.
Yes.
And so it's more healing work, and I want to integrate that more in. So it's going to be drumming too, but it's more like mental health work. And then now I've been asked to do some one-on-one stuff. So I'm going to move into that, and specifically ADHD, because I have ADD, ADHD. And so I keep getting, people are like, can you just tell me how you did what you did? How did you get through university? And how do you, so now I'm trying to work with that a little bit, but
I have an answer for you. I think this is a great moment for all of us to learn from, because this is exactly what I was just saying. Clinical services is different enough than Saving Grace Drum Circles. I agree.
Okay.
So whether you want to call it Saving Grace Clinical Services or you want to call it Saving Grace. It's too bad you can't just be Saving Grace. But I imagine that's been trademarked and taken because it's so hooky.
I don't know. I haven't tried that one, but I could look it up and see.
But you have a good example of where it doesn't land in your brand, right? Well, there's a mantra. Does it land in your brand? Now she has to come up with a name. Maybe anybody can help brainstorm this, but to me it would be Saving Grace Clinical Services or Saving Grace Support Services. Saving Grace Services just somehow didn't ring for me.
Okay.
But you know, Lulu, you kind of have to think about this too, because Lulu, you're doing a lot more training and coaching right now and keynote speaking. But I think you're pretty covered in Lulu Jam, although you may eventually want to say Lulu Jam training programs.
Yeah, when I went when I did one a while ago, I called it the Lulu Jam Facilitator Training.
Perfect. Right. So Lulu Jam Facilitator Training is part of the Lulu Jam brand very clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Great job. But when you do a keynote, you could be Lulu Jam speaking programs or speaking services. I kind of like services. That's a great word. You could be Lulu Jam speaking services.
Yeah. Okay. It's good.
You don't have to change your company name, but you give that branch of your work a name. You brand that. You claim that. Because it is different than just facilitating a drum circle.
Yeah.
You're speaking. Ooh, I like Saving Grace.
Presenting.
To presenting. It could be Lulu Jam. It could be Lulu Jam presenting. That's nice too.
Yeah.
Is this all making sense, guys?
Yeah. Yeah. So good.
Is this landing for you, Nai? Okay, around the turn. And then Damon, is this landing for you? Okay. Yeah, because Damon, you do a lot of different things too, man. You're performing, you're facilitating, you're in the, now I saw that you're going to be leading a retreat. So all those services fit really nicely under Zen Drummer.
They do.
Very nice.
And maybe, I plug for the next course, whoever wants to do, I'm going to go in the next course and maybe we can get into it more another time. And you may want to move on, but I just want to plant the seed, Christine, that, working with Lauren, her name is Lauren Adamo. So we created a branding name of La Zen, because when we work together, I'm Zen Drummer, she's Lauren Adamo. La Zen sounded like a cool ring to it as well. And I'm just trying to figure out how to put that under the umbrella of Zen Drummer with La Zen.
Okay, I'm so glad you asked. This is a great example, perfect example. So you can't double brand. That's too much double branding. It really is. I know it's a fun thing to combine you two, but I think that's confusing. La Zen is confusing. So I think you could think of a different way to articulate that. So you're trying to find a brand name for the things that the two of you do together.
Right.
Why don't you be Zen Drummer together?
Yeah, I definitely have thought about that.
Yeah, you can just be I'm Zen Drummer and Lauren is part of this program, doing programs.
I call it the Zen Drummer Experience, and now she's part of the Zen Drummer Experience.
Yeah, I saw that Zen Drummer Experience. I thought that was another good example of his brand is Zen Drummer. His program is Zen Drummer Experience. So, yeah, but I think Liz Zen doesn't really, it's almost like two brands are clashing for me in a technical way. So I don't think it's an underneath one, it's a competing. So you can
Zen Drummer is so good.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry. I just love it so much.
Thank you.
It makes me smile every time I think of it.
Thank you.
It's true, and it fits him because he's a monk. This guy was an SRF monk.
Was, yes.
So, Zen Drummer couldn't be a better title. I mean,
right.
you don't want to screw with that brand is the point. Like Caroline, a good point. It's a great word and don't screw with it. And so then the bigger question is, how do I add someone to my brand? Here's a great question, right?
Yeah.
How do I add someone to my brand?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the answer. Our team. You just put it under our team and you put their photo and bio.
Our team, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah.
And I've had that name and person on my website, taking them down, putting them back up. I mean, different over the years, different people have been on my team. It comes and changes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you would put her, our team.
Okay.
And then if she has a brand and she wants to include you, she just puts you in her brand.
Right.
And then that way you can, decide who's the main, who's the headliner in this event.
For this event, right.
Yep. That's what I would recommend. So good questions. All right. So why don't we take time to be in breakouts? Because I asked a few very specific questions for you to think about before the call. Let me pull that up. And while we're getting ready for the partnering, the mastermind group will start again in January. There are people who've repeated the group, but because I'm limiting it, it's good to let me know ASAP if you're in. It's staying $44 a month. It's scheduled for 6 months next year. Cool people are signing up from my other mentoring groups. So if you would like to stay in the group, if I get enough signups, we might have 2 cohorts next year because I always cap them at 10 people. So let me know if you'd like to continue. I will be running it again. The questions are, hold on. Oh, that's right. I have a shout out to do before we do that. Congratulations, Carolina. I want to share her email blast. She did her upsell video, 3 proven tips to building presence. 30 days of grace. Embody more grace in your life. So she did a teaching video with a practice with 3 proven tips to build presence. And that's how she upselling her 30 days of grace online class with testimonials. Very clean email. I wanted to give her a big Zoom applause.
Yeah.
So anything you want to say about that journey?
Well, thank you so much. You really helped me. It felt really good at the start. I shared in the last call, like I'm really working with like Christine's so helpful with really leading in the video with like owning the mastery, owning the art that's come through, and sharing it and making it really user friendly. So it was really exciting to feel, that hello, I have something to share, and it felt really good to do it on YouTube and it was my first time putting words, like using iMovie to put words over the video. And so there's a lot of learning in that. So it was my first banner, like introducing it. And then, and then I used Canva at the bottom. And so it felt really good, And I'm excited I haven't really gotten many people to sign up. A few people have signed up, but that's okay. It's a real good beginning.
It's early. You have lots more time to promote it. You can be doing Facebook Lives on it. You've got more time to sell it. And what I think is great about this is I always teach you guys, sometimes we're marketing our brand, sometimes we're marketing our programs. And we want to move to what Carolina's showing us all is sometimes we can get totally transactional, like our business is dependent on transaction. I'm a performer, I need gigs. I'm a teacher, I need classes. I'm a speaker, I need conferences. But what she's creating doesn't make her dependent on the transactional. She's doing something scalable, as we say. So Carol, I've been thinking of this idea for Carol. Carol, you could do an online how to build your drum, paint your drum online. So it could be scalable. You could have 100 people from 30 countries in that workshop. Because once you learn it and then you have the chance to scale it, like Nai's doing in her writing group. So it's a weekly group, but she could have lots of people in if she chose. So this is the idea of getting us out of the gig, sustainability is when we start to drive, asking people to come to us versus us coming to them. That's when I always feel we've flipped out of transactional into magnetic marketing. So Carolina, you're stepping into it and you did all the back end prep and it was a big learning curve for you. And I'm very proud of you. You showed everybody that you can do it. And
thank you so much.
And your email brand was fantastic. It was free content marketing and it has a very great design, what she's going to teach people for 30 days of grace. And the good thing is you'll learn and you can offer it again.
Great.
So here's the 3 questions for tonight. Your greatest challenge in your sustainable business, something you've accomplished or procrastination you overcame, and any recent aha that you've learned. That's a lot. I'll put them in the chat bar. Just take a breath and think about your greatest current challenge in designing a sustainable business. And secondly, something you've accomplished or a procrastination you have overcome. And any aha you've had in your craft. And what I like about these 3 things is we should always be celebrating our success. We tend to not take a moment, like I wanted to model that with Carolina. We don't always take a moment and open a bottle of something and go, oh my God, we did it today. It's taking those moments because we're in our own little echo cave in our businesses, right? So and then something that's your greatest challenge. What's your next action step to overcome that challenge? I'm just going to call you out, Lulu. We've got to get your email out. She's been working on an email blast for a year. And you just have to get over the gate because it's so critical in your brand. And then third, what's an aha you've had in your craft? Let's not forget that we are artists, right? So whether it's how Grace coaches people or an insight about facilitating or a new technique you've brought into your craft. We want to build our business, but we want to build our craft, our ability to do what we do. I'll model this for a moment. Something I'm celebrating that I've been procrastinating is I'm finally launching a new program next year called the Global Rhythm Sangha. It's a monthly subscription to learn rhythms from around the world for healing. My greatest challenge right now is always my same challenge: budgeting, time, and money. It's my big learning curve. I'm getting better at it because I made myself a commitment, and I've done it this year, to do my monthly accounting every month with my person, my bookkeeper. My recent insight has been shadow drumming. That's been a huge insight for me, that drumming connects us to the shadow work that I had to do. I did a lot of shadow work last month around family issues, family of origin issues with my siblings. And I did a whole hour of grief lodge with my drum, shadow drumming. I even darkened the room. I used the biggest, darkest drum I have, the 16-inch Bahia Buffalo. And I know that inner work I did, gave me such an aha in bringing people into the practice of shadow drumming. Funny, I came to that a year ago after the shooting in Vegas, and then it stuck. And now I'm interested in making it a Wikipedia page, shadow drumming. Let's claim it as a tool for shadow work. So that's been an interesting aha. So that's the modeling of it. So let's unmute everybody. Unmute all. Okay, I'm going to put you in breakout groups. And those 3 questions are going with you. There we go. We'll be in 3 rooms. So you have 15 minutes to enjoy learning from each other. And you can always, ask a question and I'll come to your room. Here we go. Oh, nice. Nice. who's in the groups together. Okay, here we go. I always trust the tarot card of the Zoom. Close with was that helpful for everybody?
Mhm.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think those,
yeah.
I'm going to hang on to those 3 questions. They really help us focus 3 key ingredients of our sustainable business. And I want to highlight something that Naish shared when I popped in her breakout session, because I think we can all learn from this. So when you started today's call, you said you were working on combining your brand of Creation and Flow, which is her writing coaching business, and Turtle Star Dreaming, which is more of her astrology shamanism, maybe we would say. And then what I heard you say is when you explained about your newsletter, that is where you combined them. I'm sure this occurred to you, right? Her first panel of her newsletter is about Creation and Flow. The second panel is an astrology tip. The third panel is her playing the flute.
Mm.
So even greater levels of integration, because you now, through your newsletter, you're subtly saying, this is my brand, right? And then you said you want to close it with something humorous. Typically a newsletter, we don't want to go past 3 panels these
All right.
days. Huh?
Yeah, I was just following the constant contact template, and my first impression was I don't need that last panel. So thank you. I'll just
Yeah,
delete
you
it.
don't need the last panel. Mostly people are reading their newsletters on emails now, on their mobile phone. So one of my big learning curves personally is doing more Facebook Live to do promotions, but I'm still having great success with a brand, a sub-brand. That's a word we should have learned tonight, brand and sub-brand. A sub-brand that I've developed, Rhythm Postcards. You guys have seen this on my Facebook page. I like to title things, and it really serves us well in the branding world. So for years I had the RDA, Recommended Drumming Allowance, and that was the name of my videos, all under Upbeat. And so now I'm developing a brand of Rhythm Postcards, and they're getting about 1,000 views on Facebook. And so that's how I'm learning to market other things, is using the Facebook Live, using the videos and putting them on Facebook. So this has been a great call. I dropped in on some of you guys' sharings, and I don't know. I just think, Lulu, you should tell everybody your ginormous news about this thing that happened to you.
So I did a presentation that I was really worried about, and in Florida. And I got an email last week from one of the women that was at my presentation. She said she didn't have time to do a 4-year music therapy, and she loved what I did, and she wants to set them up in where she works. And she works for American Home Senior Care, and they have 60 places in Michigan and Florida. So I talked to her last Monday, and for about an hour and a half, and I set her up, and I told her about Christine and everything. And so she's went to the powers that be, and I gave her a list of instruments and all that stuff, and she's going to do it and so I just said, well, I'll be available anytime you want. And I said I want to do a pilot because I would like to do this more mentoring online. And she said, well, I'll be your pilot. So she was. It was great.
Fantastic.
Give her some love. I mean, this is just this fell in Lulu's lap.
Yeah.
She gave a presentation, and someone walked up and said, I manage 60 places and I'd like to, initiate this. And then you were wise enough to say, I want to pilot being the mentor. I want to, make an online experience out of this. But this is a really exciting thing. And just make sure you're correctly compensated, because I know that's one thing that you tend to do, is you tend to be generous.
Yeah.
And, this consulting level is a whole different level. It's you're not the service delivery, you're teaching the facilitators. So
yeah, thank you.
Quite exciting.
Well, it's all because of thanks to you, my dear.
Well, I think about you and how you've made this incredible PowerPoint. It's really beautiful. And by the way, anytime you make a great PowerPoint, think of how you can use that. I've used my great PowerPoints for webinars. and I do them
Oh.
for free. And then I
Oh.
upsell my online courses through those free
Oh, that's
webinars.
good idea.
So,
That's great.
so, Carol, I keep coming back to your beautiful drum making because I feel like the drum circle community
Yeah.
doesn't know about you. Like if Carol did a webinar and she signed people up on some tips for how to do this, I mean, she could get a ton more people on her community because if she just put it on the drum circle list. So
I told this woman about Carol and said,
Yeah.
I said, you got to, I told her about the drum that I made of the buckets with the tutu. And so you're going to get some calls from her, Carol.
Yeah. And they might need to have the shake your face off.
Oh yeah, they
shakers,
definitely need those.
because
They
those are
do.
really This
do.
This has been a great group. I'm really going to miss you guys as a pod. And if you guys want to continue, I don't really have a deadline, but like I said, if I have enough people, I would really like to conceivably do 2 mentor groups, so 2 mastermind groups so that people could choose this time or that time. And it'll go for 6 months. It'll be $44 a month. I'm really enjoying it because you guys are, make me very excited for what you're bringing into your lives. And it feels like I've really witnessed all of you make great progress, and we're going to keep it project-based learning. So I've really enjoyed, making these deadlines and goals for ourselves. And so many of you have made great success. It's wonderful. And I'm glad that we've had so much interactivity. So I'll just close with just a reminder that Mastermind means the 5 keys to mastery. Get a coach, follow your passion, which changes, and we figure out how to work it into our brand as our passion changes. Follow your passion, get a coach, visualize the outcome, practice, and play the edge. We know this is very documented by George Leonard's work in the book, The Art of Mastery. So always keep those 5 key things in mind as you continue your journey as masters in your field. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
It's been fantastic. And thank you everybody for all your advice, great stories, and great ideas.
Can I ask one thing before we all hang up? I would love to. I'm trying to. I don't know. I've got these big ideas that have just been downloaded to me, which is what I was talking to Carol about my aha moments. But I want to have a Northern conference, for another Northern drum conference. It doesn't exist up here.
No, yeah, you're right.
It's empty in that regard, and I think we need to connect as people in the North, but I think we need to invite people in the South who are experts. So if any of you guys are interested in being a part of that, if you would just let me know, or take my email from the thing and just send me a shot that says yes, and I would love to hear what you think, or if you're interested in being part of it, and what that would look like. It will be a long time in coming. It's not fully in fruition yet, but I really would like to do that, and I need experts like you guys, so that would be very helpful. Anyway, sorry.
Where are you?
I'm in Alberta, Grand Prairie, Alberta, so Northern Alberta in Canada.
Oops, sorry.
Lulu will help you. Grace, I'm glad you said that, because I also wanted to say, Grace, you're one person who really made a giant leap during this course, that you quit your day job. And I'm really celebrating that for you.
It's really scary. So I don't know what's going to happen, but
you put yourself on the path of luck. And the other thing I would say is, when you have a dream to do a conference, which is a beautiful, beautiful idea, it's also good to start with a local event, just a local one-day conference.
Okay.
And then you start to enroll your team.
All right.
That's the key, is to get your team. Your team. Lulu can be a great help to you, because she organized a massive conference in Vancouver, and it was a big success. She had international presenters. She had someone from Scotland come and present, and it was a big success, but it was a big learning curve in terms of
huge.
She did a one day. So, we tend to want to do a weekend, but just a one-day local event is
that was enough.
Yeah. And she
hopefully we can connect.
Yeah, you guys can connect.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have any closing remarks?
Just thank you.
So much.
Yeah, it was really great meeting all of you.
Yeah.
Great group. I learned so much.
Really true. This has been a remarkable group of unique people doing unique things and connecting to each other. It's been really great how you've all been so supportive.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone's enthusiasm for being the first mastermind to continue on. That's just that's an indicator of your commitment to your, these niche businesses. And I just want to thank you all, each one of you. I'm talking to you, each one of you. Thank you for being willing to keep going. And I hope all of you keep going. I know I will.
Thank you.
I have to show you, I just want to show you the Carol's drum. Wait a minute. I don't know if you, can you see it? Wait a minute.
Oh my
wow.
God. Oh,
I
It's-
love that.
It's a tutu and a top. Wait, I'll go back further. Oh, I can't do this very well. Woo!
that is so beautiful, Carol.
That's because of Carol.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do the outfit. That's all Lulu. I just taught her how.
But you know what also I learned, Carol, is that I had the top I had sleeves and it was inside. So when I did my event on Halloween, this man said there's no resonance in this drum. So then Nellie Hill said to me, just drill some more holes in the so John's drilling more holes so that there's more sound that goes through. But they're really great. They're so fun.
It's a really good thing they didn't say just pick up the skirt and it'll resonate more. I just had this, I know we're hanging up. I just had this, Carol, it's really beautiful what you've designed. And I just had the funnest thought, like, you have classes with Carol? You could have drumming with Carol.
Yeah.
So classes with Carol sets us up for drumming with Carol. So
yeah, that's
just a thought.
true.
Just a thought.
And Lulu, that paint drum, I'm working on a 12-inch one next so that those tops can go right on that drum.
Oh, that's really good. That's great.
You're so wonderful. One other thing that happened was Carol was a great help with Grace, teaching us all how to cost out production. That was really a big learning for me. Thank you, Carol, for being so generous.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a moment and close. And I don't have an instrument, but I'll just close with a sound.
I have one if you want.
Okay, good. You take it.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you, Grace.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Saving Grace Drum Circles and Saving Grace Clinical Services. Okay, you guys, I hope I see you in 2020. Let me know if you'd like to continue, and happy drumming. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.